welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. Today, I'm going to be joined by Santori Miles as our co-host on the show. Derek had an Easter event. Santori, how we doing today, bud?
Feel bloated, but
Bloated.
it is what it is.
Fresh off of work, you were nice enough to still join me to co-host with Derek being busy. Also going to be kind of a crossover episode with some of the girls from Tigress Talk. So the first one we've got on here, which Whit should be joining, and I believe Jess is going to try to join. But right now we have Kayla with us. Kayla, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Hey, thanks for joining the show. I'm happy to have you. I was going to tell Whit, one of the first things I was going to tell Whit, congratulations, but she's running a little behind, so we'll have to wait on that. But I was going to ask, how did you ladies all meet? Like, have you known each other for a long time? Santori, I don't know what you're doing with that.
Best my beard's ever looked. I thought I'd throw it up there.
Is that a background of yourself?
Yeah.
See, I should have never shown Santori that there's a virtual background feature. That's all he's been doing now for the last 5 or 10 minutes. But Kayla, how did you guys all meet, and how long have you known each other?
So we all met over Twitter, just became friends on Twitter, and I didn't know the girls before we even started doing the show. So that was pretty cool. We've gotten to know each other over the season, as well as getting to go through learning how to do the show and figuring it all out on the fly. It's been fun.
Okay, so not much different than me and Derek. Like, we happen to sit by each other at the game. Then, halfway through the season, we start riding together. And I went to his kid's birthday party last weekend. It's just basically best friends. But we did not know each other before the season. So I wondered if you guys had similar story.
Yep, it's been cool though. We've gotten so close. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Santori, I just pretty much met you through Twitter, and we had you on a show one night with Whitney. Like, we were just messing around a late night episode with Jeff Trinapool. So
yeah,
we become good buddies.
It was 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I was listening. I was like, just send me a link. I'll drop some knowledge, and here we are.
Yeah. Now he's my go-to for my backup host when Derek flakes out on me. Which
I'm the backup plan. It's all right.
I told Derek I was gonna make a lot of fun of him, but I'm not. He's had baseball practice yesterday and dad duties and Easter thing that he didn't know about till last minute. It happens. Yeah, Greg, Houday, buddy. I think Greg listens to you guys' show quite a bit too as well.
Greg's awesome.
Yeah, Greg's a good dude. Hoss here, Houday. It's good to see you in here, Hoss. Yeah, if you guys have questions, don't hesitate to fire them to us, Santori or Kayla or myself, whoever you want to fire questions at. But
don't ask me anything. I
don't ask you anything.
No, brain's fried.
So, did you guys see that? There hasn't been a lot of free agency news, especially when it comes to the Bengals, but there has been a couple moves this week. I know AJ Green signed back with the Cardinals. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty decent season in Arizona. I didn't know what to expect because his last season here just seemed like I don't know if he didn't want to get injured or he was still coming off injuries, but
yeah, last year he had moments where he looked like himself, but he still looks different than most of us probably remember him here. We had him for the golden days,
Absolutely. So. But yeah, I've got so many things in my garage still of him, one of my all-time favorites for sure. But yeah, he just kind of ran his course, and now we got the Migos, so we can't complain.
Oh no, but always a special place for AJ Green in my heart.
Why does this come up with him? Every single time.
I don't know. I want to know if there's a story here.
No, I just
don't. You love Carson Palmer?
No, I hate him.
You love him?
With every ounce of my being, I hate him. But every time I'm on here, Crypt Keeper jumps on. It's Carson Palmer.
He likes to poke the bear. He wants to get you all fired up to start the show.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, we're not. It's already too much attention to it.
And then the other news, which I don't know, doesn't really concern the Bengals, but some people thought that they still might try to sign Stephon Gilmore. He ended up going to the Colts on a 2-year deal. No. I think most people didn't think it was going to be realistic, but so that was anything on him you guys want to talk about as we bring our friend Whitney on as well.
Hello, Whitney. Hello.
Congratulations on the new job. That's what I said. I had that as one of the top things.
Thank you.
Yeah,
copywriter,
awesome.
aren't it? Isn't it copywriter?
Yeah.
You said like dream job, so you're pumped. You're ready to go.
I am.
All right, that's
I
awesome.
know nothing about writing, so
Thank you.
So we just kind of were hitting on a little bit of the free agency stuff this week. Nothing concerning the Bengals. AJ Green. I just had Stephon Gilmore signed and with the Colts. So nothing that really concerned the Bengals, but
Yeah.
it's kind of the moves. Another thing, we hosted Logan Hall. I don't know if you guys have been seeing anything on him. Potential defensive tackle, could play maybe some edge based on his frame. You guys have any thoughts on Logan Hall?
No.
No, none. Whitney bringing the fire off the bat. Nothing. I've got nothing.
Whitney, I have a question. Is that a green screen or is your house that immaculate?
No, that's my guest bedroom.
Oh my God, I've got like just messy Harry Potter shrine back there. I'd be a terrible weatherman. There's a vacuum.
Yeah, you missed the 5 minutes of Santori posting different backgrounds. His head was coming in and out of a brick wall. It was very strange. The one he put up a picture of his own beard.
I like that one.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, keep that.
Yep, that's the one. You've got to keep it forever. As your head comes like in and out of your mouth.
Yeah, but no one beats K-12's setup. Like this has been established.
Yeah,
I got
the chair alone.
Thank you.
I'm in like a $12 IKEA chair that has a Swedish name I can't pronounce. So
I'm in like an old chair from like a school building. I just had it in the garage.
Why are you stealing stuff from schools?
Idea. No, they were giving them away because they didn't need them anymore.
Okay.
Right.
I think the statute of limitations has passed anyways.
Okay.
I've had it for a long time.
What's the statute of limitations on stealing school equipment? Like 3 days?
7 years? I don't know.
Okay.
As long as
Oddly
it's
specific number. 7 years.
Probably.
Something happened in 2015 we don't need to know about?
No, nothing. Let's move along. We're moving on. God, trying to get me in trouble over here. All right. I know you guys talked about on Tigress Talk the free agent moves. Whitney, I believe your mom's in love with Hayden Hurst. Is that correct?
There's a thing happening. There's sparks.
Is it the beard, the hair, or just everything?
I don't know. She watched an interview, I guess, like his presser after he signed the deal, and that was it.
It's over.
Whose mom doesn't love Hayden Hurst though? Like,
I don't know, but my mom saw him first, so I'm gonna stick up for her there.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was like if she's like a Game of Thrones fan. He reminds me of like the one guy from that show. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
I know Game of Thrones, but
the guy with the big red beard. He's like one of the wildlings.
Oh, yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay.
I know
just
nothing.
A little
Jon
bit.
Snow.
Yeah.
You know nothing, Dale Altman.
Yeah, I don't even know. I just went a whole. Anyway, see, this is what happens when Derek leaves me. So Greg says it's safe to say Cincinnati's a football town, especially Reds management. Phil Castellini and his comments on opening day.
Cincinnati's been a football town since about 2005. Let's be honest. The Reds haven't done shit since 95, I think. They were kind of productive in 99. They had a couple little spurts. Since the Castellinis took over in 06, they're 23rd in win percentage in all of Major League Baseball. They're a bottom feeder. Meanwhile, the Bengals have been to the playoffs like 10 or 12 times during that same span that they've owned the Reds. And, you know, you want to dial it back to UC. I mean, they've exploded onto the scene over the last 10, 15 years. And Cincinnati's always been a hotbed for high school football. There's almost no argument for it to be a baseball town anymore.
I
don't know. There's so much history. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah, I think
the history stopped 30 years ago.
But you see, like opening day, like such a huge event. Like I think the baseball will always have a part in this town. Well, unless Phil gets his wish and they move the team, like it sounds like he wants. But
how many people that go to that parade go to opening day, or are they just going down there to drink, socialize, and not paying attention?
Well, it's still part of it. Like, I
It's-
mean, you can't say it's not. It would be like saying tailgating is not part of a Bengals game. Like, it's all part of it.
Yeah. Which I've seen a lot of people like asking, should we have an event like that, an opening day, a big parade for like when the Bengals season starts? I think that would be awesome.
I got a little birdie that told me they're working on it. They've told me that they're hoping that opening day and week 1 are both at home, and that they're trying.
That'd be
Santori
fun.
with the scoop.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Geez, Derek, you have been replaced, buddy. See, you missed one episode. We got Santori breaking news. Like, geesh. We got Crypt Keeper talking about Hodor. He wants him to be our left tackle. Man, spoiler alert, I think it's been out long enough. He didn't make it, Crip. I'm sorry.
Center.
He had to hold the door.
I have
Real
no
sad
idea what
moment.
anybody's talking about.
It's Game
Yeah,
of
I
Thrones stuff. Sorry.
I mean, my
Yeah.
wife watches it a lot, but I have zero knowledge of that show.
I
Hey.
watched a little bit, but not enough to where I even remember the characters' names other than like the main. So
Yeah. You can just not watch. If you ever decide to watch it, Santori, just don't watch the last season.
Yeah.
You don't need to. It's
I know, like Aaron Rodgers was in it for like 3 seconds, and that was a huge deal.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he
No.
was. Yeah,
like a cameo. Yeah.
yeah, he was running down the alley when
Ed
there was a fire.
Sheeran.
And he got like burnt. No, Rodgers was in it too.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not like he's really featured, it's like he said, like I think when
He's like a peasant when the town's
Yeah.
under attack, and
when
I
Daenerys
tuned in to
just
watch that
decided
one.
to
yeah, I kind of vaguely remember.
screw her entire storyline and just start burning everybody
Yeah,
alive.
I don't know characters.
Yeah,
I
so
just-
it's kind of, to take it back to topic, that's similar to how Reds fans probably feel right now that Bob is burning the entire stadium down right now.
Yeah.
Totally jumped the shark. But I don't think you can say that it's still not a baseball town. It's just too in the fabric, like it's in the DNA of Cincinnati, and they're never
it's in
gonna
the DNA, but it is wearing
It-
thin.
It is wearing thin, but
Yeah.
that's also why people are so extra hurt, I think, about what's going on. They take it really freaking personal because
I'll,
you
I'll
know,
say this.
I don't follow baseball either, because we're a farm team. Like that, there's farm teams in the in professional baseball because there's no salary cap. The screw professional baseball. Really.
The
Yeah,
only
this-
thing I'll say is that if it was a baseball town, 43,000 people would not have been chanting for Burrow and chanting Who Day.
Oh, come on. He just got done going to the Super Bowl.
It's
For
opening
being
day and it's a
But couldn't
baseball
even win a
town. It
playoff
shouldn't
game
matter.
for years. So yeah, it does matter. It doesn't matter if the freaking Reds went to the World Series last year. They were still going to cheer for Burrow and cheer Who Days when
That
Burrow
was
took the
a-
mound. Like
That was a
that's not a
horrible
fair,
look for the
fair
Reds.
assessment.
That was a horrible look for the Reds.
Santori, I did not know I logged in here just to fight with you. Do you want to
That's-
fight? Let's fight.
That's fine.
Me and Kayla's just like sitting back. I'm like, I got my Miller Lite. I'm
I'm
just like,
sorry.
have at it. It's entertaining.
I'm just
Let's
too
go.
sensitive.
You guys can be the Stephen A. and
Oh.
go.
You watch yourself, Dale.
No, you can be Santori can be Stephen A. You can be like a cool guest that comes on and
Is it because I
threads him.
shaved my head?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Give it a week. My hair will be longer than yours, Dale.
Yeah, my hair don't grow that much. That's why I got this. I'm always wearing these. Just like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Mine will look like Whitney's in about 3 months.
Do it.
I want to see that.
Do
Like,
it. We'll do a side by side.
Look at
yeah.
my profile picture on Twitter. It's down there.
Do you guys have a favorite Bengals free agency move? Favorite player we brought in? Anything?
It was really exciting when we signed Kappas like in like 30 seconds. That was cool.
Yeah, I had literally been on our show like that a couple days before and was like, yeah, we're not going to be one of those teams that make a move in the first hour, let alone like right away, like everyone else. I'm like, it never happens. Yep, just another time I look like an idiot. So, but I was glad to. I was happy to, because it's something we don't do, and that's why I think you can't make the argument that it could be a football town, because the Bengals are just the practice facility, the indoor facility, everything. It's like the Ring of Honor, everything that they're implementing and doing that the fans have wanted for so long, I just think's great, and people respect that, especially when the Reds are just selling off players, and basically being a farm team, like Whitney said. And then you got the Bengals on the other hand, who are going out there and showing the fans like, hey, we want to win.
Yeah. And they want to take the fans along with them. It's so like there's such a nice, like, I don't know, like
it's like collaborative. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not, but it feels that way. I don't know.
Yeah, they make us feel involved because it's like all the things we want. Then you start here. Oh yeah, we could try to do that. Oh yeah, we'll we'll look into that. Yeah, that's something.
I can tell you they listen, and I know we've heard they've listened with Elizabeth and everything. I mean, they've got. I don't know if it's just her or they've got a billion burner accounts out there or what they're doing, but they're really listening. About a year ago.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. If you're listening to the Bengals and Brews Tigress Talk crossover episode,
about a year ago, I scheduled a phone call with Emily Parker, and I was just like, because I had been doing what I normally do and bitch a lot on Twitter when they're bad, and she was like, I would love to hear your perspective. I was like, you seriously are gonna get, because I think I was arguing with like Bengals captain or something, and she just jumped right in the middle, and she was like, yeah, I'd love to call you and hear your perspective. And I was like, all right, like if I'm gonna have your ear for an hour, you better be ready, because I'm gonna lay it all out. And before I could even get started, she kind of started a list of, we know they're wanting a Ring of Honor, we know they're looking at an indoor practice facility, we know we're wanting to do this, we know we're wanting to do that. And she had already rattled off the indoor practice facility. I was like, are you guys actively like trying to do that? And that was a year and a half ago right now. And she was like, oh yeah, like that's already being worked on. So I mean,
did you just reveal your source, by the way, for your breaking news? Like you got her. I mean, you talked to her on the phone. Like you're not supposed to reveal sources.
No, I mean, but if you want to talk to her, like she'll talk to anybody. I'm a freaking nobody.
Yeah,
but
she's just like, you're being an asshole on Twitter. How about I call you?
Right. Yeah. And then, I basically
call you.
I gave her all of my concerns, and she was kind of like, what would be the easiest thing to do to get you into the stadium? And I was like, I would like if you guys would like win, like, cause that's my major concern. And she goes, well, we're going to win this year. I was like, what's your expectation? She goes, well, we're going to go to the Super Bowl this year. And I was like, we are coming off a 4-win season or whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, how do you honestly expect to go to the Super Bowl? This is before we had drafted Chase. And I was like, you're insane. Like, you can't possibly go 2 wins, 4 wins Super Bowl. And she goes, that's our expectation. We're going to go to the Super Bowl this year. And I said, well, let's just say for a minute that you don't and it backfires. Are you guys going to be willing to make organizational changes? And she said, we're going to the Super Bowl. We won't need to do that.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, okay, like I'm getting a bunch of PR answers right now, but I'll eat crow, whatever, egg in my face.
That's I can't really answer though. For her to be like, we're going to the Super Bowl after having off 4 wins.
Said,
like that
I was like,
awesome.
I was like, my expectation, I would love to see you guys get close to 500. And she's like, no, losing's not an option. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so
verbatim. And I was like,
shout out,
you guys
Emily
are insane.
Parker. Shout out Queen Emily Parker. You definitely need to come on at least Tigress Talk. That should definitely be a guest. Like, yes, you could come on Bengals and Brews. Derek would say, why aren't you promoting our own show? But Tigress Talk is actually like more serious and would probably give you a better show. I know, Whitney. I know you're not.
We have a whole segment with tinfoil hats. I don't know if we can take the serious label.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I was going to end the show if there was any conspiracy theories. So, did you guys have any guests on? I haven't watched all the episodes. Like, obviously during season, it was just crazy. I was just along for the ride in general.
First of all, shame on you.
I know. I'll do better. I promise. I've already watched one. Some now during the off season.
No, we haven't had any guests yet, but I think we're looking to in the future.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Elizabeth Blackburn would be a great guest. Emily Parker, just shouting it out for you guys.
Yes,
you're watching Tigress Talk.
We would love it.
Manifest that, Dale.
And you can wear tinfoil hats. So how often do you get to do that? Probably not very often. So get on there and do that. We
should
don't just talk
100% have a contest for best tinfoil hat design.
Yeah.
I'm
Didn't you
getting
break
on
out
with
a
that.
new one?
We all.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how successful.
Can we pause for a minute? And what the hell is going on in the comment section? Apparently I sexed Carson Palmer in my free time.
Crip is still going after you.
Yeah, I just had somebody text me. I guess they're watching from afar, and they're like, "I know who Crypt is. He's trying to troll you." I'm like, "All right."
Hey, he's good at
So
it.
maybe it's my friend too. I don't even know. I'm getting hit from all different angles. I don't like this. I'm being bullied. Whitney doesn't like me already. This is just I should log off.
We're talking tinfoil hats and Crips over here, or Santori's over here getting in his feelings over Crypt Keeper.
I'm just it's a long day.
Play with the virtual background, Santori. Go back to playing with the.
I don't even know why I'm here. Dale's replacement.
Yeah, put Palmer up.
Yeah, there you go. Just a shrine of Carson Palmer in your virtual background.
Don't test me.
Did you guys have a favorite thing from your first season of Tigress Talk? Like a favorite segment or a favorite show or anything where you really thought maybe you were hitting your stride?
That's a great question. What about you, Kayla?
The one after we won the AFC was pretty legendary. I mean, that whole week was just magic. So yeah.
Was there bottles of wine being drank during that episode?
There was a lot of everything being drank that whole week.
Right?
That's the perfect picture, Santori. We've got the Carson Palmer when he was endorsing hot dogs. I'm sure everyone has seen that. If you're listening to this podcast for him in the future, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one, but I don't know if I can come up with it. I got really excited right around Christmas time when Kayla and Jess were sweet enough to get me and Jerry microphones because I moved out of sitting in my bedroom on the floor with no microphone at all to actually sitting here and you could hear me and I didn't sound like I was in a cave. That was just a nice moment.
Yeah.
For me.
I don't know. When we first come on, I was talking about how you guys had met or if you knew each other, Whitney, and like Kayla was saying, you guys didn't really pretty much met on Twitter and then became friends that way and now are like besties.
Yeah.
You know? Kind of like me and Derek.
That is one of my favorite moments is when Jerry was really trying to do the heart thing with me.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard. I had tears rolling down my cheeks.
I can never get see, I thought I was pointing the other way. Like every time. Shit. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah.
Come on, Daryl.
Oh.
Daryl.
Oh,
Dale.
Nope. See? Nope.
I got your name wrong and everything.
Nope. Can't do it.
First try.
We're going to have to screenshot that and send it to Jerry.
Yes. We only attempted that, me and Jerry, for about a good 20 minutes of that episode and never got it right.
That would have been me there. I was not getting close. I had my hand trying to twist it around. I don't even know. It's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm never going to be appreciated. It's okay.
Hey, you had it. Like, you had your hand on that part of the screen. It was me. Okay?
I always do my part. Just never, never works out.
But see, these are things that we need to practice in the off season. It's not just the players got to practice. We got to practice.
That's right.
Game.
That's right.
So draft less than 2 weeks away. Anybody going to the draft? I think it's in Vegas.
Too poor for that.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to, but it's my daughter's first birthday, so not gonna be doing that one.
Well, happy birthday to your daughter.
To Vegas?
Yeah.
That would be a pretty epic first birthday for her to be in Vegas. But
okay, but then how do you top it? Where do you go? What's the second birthday party?
Right.
That's fair. That's fair.
Disney World, and then it's like, okay, third birthday party. No, you're getting.
We're not going to Chuck E. Cheese after that. Chuck E. Cheese is off the table for you.
You got to build up to those.
Yeah.
So we were talking like Game of Thrones, which Santori had no idea about. But Kayla, you're a huge Survivor fan, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, is there a new season out currently?
Yes, but no spoilers because I'm an episode behind.
I
but-
haven't watched it yet. That's why I was like, I
Oh.
think it's out, but I kind of forgot about it. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Survivor is so good. It's one of those things where it's like because they've like innovated over the years and it's not just the same strategy over like, like 30 years or whatever. It stays fresh and there's new strategies every time. I love games where it's like, I don't know, I just like reality TV, but I also really like that there's like strategy and there's different players that come in and you have people that play multiple times. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks like Jess is joining us. I don't know if she's completely ready with her audio setup, but
Hi. Can you hear
An
me?
icon.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
swagged out.
I'm like full on Lady Gaga mode. Also, this
I was
hat
going to say
is
we're being
now-
joined by Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
This
Special
hat is now
guest.
my entire personality. Sorry I'm late. How's everybody doing? I was watching though. You guys are talking about the draft.
Not really. Are you going? Are you and Cap going to Vegas?
I don't know. Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything could happen. We're spontaneous like that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Kayla was thinking about, having the first birthday party just like right in the casino in Vegas. Like,
I could totally see Ivy doing that. If you've ever met Ivy, she is a sassy little tigress, and I would not put that past her whatsoever. So,
but then we're like, what do you do in future years? Like, you're setting the bar awful high after the first one. So,
yeah, that might be kind of hard to top, but
yeah, we've just talked about random things. Like, I typically tend to just rant. We've talked about
yeah,
a
I
lot
do
of
that a lot
nothing.
too.
So, but one thing that I said, like with the show, you guys hadn't really known each other, but I was asking like a favorite moment or a time you guys thought like, okay, we're hitting our stride. With tinfoil hats always in play, or did that come later?
Gosh, the tinfoil hats, that was a joke that I made a lot along the way because we kept getting into these like weird like fan conspiracy theories. And I always used to joke like I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. And then I was like, we should really just make tinfoil hats and make a whole segment and do like X-Files music, do the whole thing. So that just sort of like organically developed. It just kind of started that I had always for like years now, probably at least 2 or 3 years, I had played around with the idea of doing a show. And actually Cap and I had filmed some stuff. Like we were thinking of like pre-filming and then putting it on YouTube and like just doing different things. And everything I did, I hated all of it. I was like, this sucks. I don't like it. And then after last year's draft, I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do a live show and it's going to be terrible. And I don't care because it'll eventually get better. And I think honestly it has. So if you look back to like when we first started, like this time last year, I feel like we've grown a lot. Cap has helped me. Kayla's husband, has helped us a lot with the music and things like that. This is kind of like his forte. He teaches this in school to children. So you think he could work with us. So, but
I wonder what she would say is more difficult.
I don't want to ask.
No, please don't ask him that. But no, and Cap has helped so much. He's gotten all the videos, all the intro videos. And that was something that just sort of came naturally as I felt like sort of like right now, like I would just talk constantly the whole time. And so I wanted really each of the girls to kind of own their own segment and have their own thing, as well as, the whole back and forth conversation. So that's kind of how the segments developed. And it gives our show structure. And that's one thing that Caleb kind of helped me with too, is give me a template of like, this is your intro, this is your middle part. And I still go off the rails all the time because I have ADHD and I squirrel. But it's just sort of it's gotten better. It's not great, but it's gotten better, I think. And people like it.
I was going to say Tyler did the award show, and I'm pretty sure you guys were like right there with Locked On Bengals.
Honestly, that is so ridiculous to me. And like the thing is like people will come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh, I watch your show," and I'm like, "You do?"
More than once? You watched it more than once?
Watches it, like, because I mean, I have a good time with it, and I love that the girls do it with me, and I love doing it, but I do not think it is great yet. I think we could get there. I think we're going to keep getting better, but it blows my mind, and it really warms my heart that people actually watch it and enjoy it. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and it just seems like you guys
subscribers.
genuinely have fun and genuinely,
do.
just like talking and talking about the Bengals, but also just talking about whatever comes into your mind and sweet conspiracy theories and everything else. So makes for good content.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it. So
we genuinely love each other, and we genuinely love the Bengals. We're all like pretty chewed up. So I mean,
yeah.
How can you go
Which
wrong?
is weird because until I started doing this, till I did this show, I hadn't actually talked to any of these girls like ever in real life. It had been all Twitter. Even Yaz, who I now consider one of my really close friends. Like that was our first live interaction was after draft day on episode 1. That was the first time we'd even heard each other's voices. So we've been very lucky that we're all, but we're also like-minded. And I think that's the thing. It's like, if you're going to go on Twitter and put yourself in the lion's den and talk football on Twitter, you're going to click. It's on some
talking
level,
to you. Well, Santori, I don't know if you heard the part where he's talking about just talking shit basically on Twitter. And Emily Parker's like, I guess this was last year, Santori, during the off season.
Last April.
And she just like, what's your phone number? And calls him.
Yep.
Wait, I missed this. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to do this again.
Yeah, you got to recap it. Well, I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah, so like I do when things are not going well, I complain. It's kind of my MO.
What?
I'm sure you all have dealt with it at some point.
I think that's very rare for Bengals fans, but go ahead.
Well, somehow, of the thousands of people on Twitter that bitch and complain, I don't know if she just crossed paths with it or whatever, but I think I was actually talking to Cap and complaining, and she jumped right in the comment section. She was like, "I'd love to hear your opinion on what's going on. Can I reach out to you?" And I was like, "All right." Like to me, I was very apathetic at the time, and I don't think that's an understatement at all. And I've tried to not be as mean over the last year. That's been my New Year's resolution. I think I've done a little better.
Well, she put you in your place. What did she tell you they were going to do?
It was, first off, it was ridiculous to say, but I don't know, whatever. I was like, what can you possibly say to somebody like me who we had a 2-win season and a 4-win season? If we have another bad season, are there going to be organizational changes? Or are we going to do the Marvin Lewis song and dance for another 16 years? And she said, I'm not worried about that because we're going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
What?
And I was like, what?
What?
How can you possibly
when was
say
it?
April of last year?
No way.
Yep. It was before the draft because she asked me if I was on Team Chase or Team Sewell. I have it recorded. I don't know if she knows I recorded it or not.
I can vouch for this. I can't vouch for your phone call, but I literally do remember when you were up in arms about something.
Some asshole on Twitter.
And I remember her. I
remember I hated you.
Her replying to you like, "Let's talk," because it was you and one other person that she responded to. Because I just remember being impressed by her for doing that.
She's incredible.
I was shouting out like she's got to come on you guys' show.
Like I reached out to her a couple days ago because I keep a line of contact with her, and she's responded to I think every single one of the emails I've sent her over the last year and a half. She's fantastic.
Very responsive. She is, and she cares a lot, and that's really cool that she said that. But I think people, and probably yourself included, don't realize that the team is listening and they have eyes everywhere. On Twitter,
I said that earlier.
Even on
Facebook.
Facebook.
We all said hi to
Elizabeth.
We're
like, Elizabeth, we know you're there
sure.
somewhere or you're going to see it. So hi.
I'm sure this is like your 8th or 9th favorite Bengals related podcast.
Oh no, I think top 5 easily.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, that's wow. That's wild. I don't doubt it for a minute. I've met Emily and she is very plugged in. She is very, she knows who everybody is.
I was absolutely floored with the information she was willing to give me. Because I was like, so what's going on with this Ring of Honor? And she's like, well, this is exactly how all the voting works. I said, okay, well, I'm just going to, since I've got your ear, I'm going to go down the list of complaints I've had for about 10 years. And she said, go for it. And we went on and on for about an hour. And one of the last things I asked her was, what about a practice facility? She's like, we're working on it. Don't worry.
They've been working
And I
on that
was
for
like,
a long time.
Yeah, and that's kind of what she alluded to.
This
but I
was
like,
Santori's list of complaints that he
Yeah.
had to get out. Like,
probably, but
Chapter
no,
one.
I knew I had her ear, and I was very respectful about it. I wasn't like, hey, the language I normally would use on Twitter, but I
Clean it up a
tried to
little.
keep it very peaceful, and I think I did, and she was very very responsive and very in depth about everything that they were doing and wanted to do and why they were doing it. It was one of the most transparent things I think I've seen from that organization since I've been paying attention.
my wife here is saying that our show needs to start wearing tinfoil hats.
They're trademarked.
No.
Revolution.
Trademarked.
Yeah,
We'll work
We'll
out
get-
these later.
we'll get something. We'll get something. I don't
Yeah.
know. We're like we're
Honestly.
not cool enough to have segments and stuff.
No, but you know what? You can make your own segments and just, maybe just start with one or two and it will kind of give the show structure if that's something that you feel like you need. But, I feel like everybody's got their own thing. And,
We'll give Derek a farm segment because
What's
he
that?
always talks about how he's a farm boy, Derek. So we'll
he,
give him like a
raises
whole
sheep
farm.
and goats
Yeah,
and stuff.
Wow.
yeah. He was a mutton buster champion in Adams County back in the day. I always say it's some animal, and then he's like, "No, it's a different animal." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah,
Like
he was going on
like
about like
a
pygmy goats
pigskin.
and stuff the other day.
Yeah, like a pigskin theme.
Yeah,
You can make it work.
Wow.
we'll give him his own farm segment. Let's start
You
with
should,
that.
since you're
Perfect.
Bengals and Brews, you should start making people take shots when they say something dumb or something. Although
Yeah,
gosh,
you
we'd
have
be-
like a word of the day.
We'd have alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Like I would have alcohol poisoning.
or every time someone says Steelers or something awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, favorite moment or a couple moments. It's hard to narrow down when you make a Super Bowl run. What was a couple favorite moments from the season for each of you?
Well, I think the Vikings game was a big favorite moment for me because I feel like that was the first time we had seen that stadium that full in years and years. I mean, even before COVID, people weren't coming. So the fact that everyone showed out for that game and the fact that we won it in overtime, Jamar Chase can in fact catch a football, a real NFL football,
Kicker doesn't get
every time.
cramps trying to hit a game winner.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Double
it was,
cramps.
Yeah. It was incredible. So that first game for me will always stick out as one of my favorite moments. Plus, that's one of the hottest regular season games I've ever been to. I mean, preseason's always going to be scorchers, but that was for the regular season. It was like we were all just so sweaty. So there was a lot of really great stuff that happened in that first game that I'll always remember.
Yeah, I think Derek and Jeff, that's basically when we really got to know each other because we had like a triple man embrace that lasted way too long since we were all sitting by each other at that game.
This is
Knowing Jeff, that does not
back-to-back
surprise me at all.
shows where you've told me about your physicality between you and Derek.
Yeah.
You had a triple man embrace. You were telling me how you guys sleep in the same bed the other night.
Yeah, that was a pull-out couch too. It was awful. That was after the Raiders game. Hey, I lived 2 hours away, so I was not driving back home.
Well, good for you for not driving.
And we gave our wives the big old bed, and we slept on a pull-out couch together.
Wow.
It
How
was
tall
awful.
are you, Dale? You're a very tall man.
Yeah, like probably 6'2".
Yeah.
It was,
Just
and like
sleep
the
on pull-out
bar,
couch.
the bar was like
bar
right
always
in our
sits there.
backs. It was
Oh
awful.
God, those are the worst.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. What was y'all's favorite moment?
I was gonna say Thursday night football against the Jaguars. That was just
They're all my favorite. That's another one.
yeah, that's true. But that comeback and the Ring of Honor and night game, I don't know, it was just iconic for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I have to go Raiders game, first playoff win, situation. I really thought we were going to flood the stadium with tears. There was not a dry eye anywhere I could find. Not a
And
single
I think
I
Jamar.
couldn't cry. I couldn't cry.
You couldn't cry.
one.
No.
I didn't cry nearly as much as I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
I
was
choked
just
up, but
electric though. Like
I cried, but no, I honestly thought that I would be on full on ugly cry hysterics for like hours.
Me
And
too.
it was more of like a out of body, like I would get like choked up, especially when Jamar came over and he had tears running down his face. That's when I was kind of like, oh my God. But I really did not cry as much as I thought that I would. But I did shed a tear.
I guess I have two. I would say the Jacksonville game for sure.
That comeback was so epic.
Well, it's probably because of the comeback, because I was sitting up in section God knows what, and because I buy nosebleed seats, I like to sit up top, and I was fuming around halftime. Just like I think I started tweeting like this is why I can't trust this damn team. Going on one of my little things.
Tagging Emily Parker. He's sending her an email at halftime, like just angry.
I'm getting on my Gmail at halftime. Emily, this is why insert.
She come
expletive.
up there and find you in the nosebleeds.
Oh yeah, that's what she's worried
You're
about.
I
need to find Santori in section 309 and explain why we're doing what we're doing right now.
Go pat him on the head and tell him it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be fine. Trust me. But no, my wife would text me during the games because she doesn't like to go to them, but she'll let me go, and it's really weird because I want her to go, but she likes to sit at home, so it's this weird thing. But she'll text me.
You're both okay with it.
But yeah, I'm good with it. And she'll text me. She's like, "It's gonna be okay. We're fine. We're gonna win." I was like, "What have you been watching?" Like just yelling at my wife at this point. But then the low to the high of the comeback was just fantastic. And then this one's a little bittersweet, but when we picked Stafford coming out of halftime after the T. Higgins touchdown, that was probably about as high as I've ever been because it's about as close to what I've always wanted. It's as close as I'll ever be until they actually win one. But I about blacked out when we picked off that pass. I was, I was on cloud nine. I remember looking at my dad and I was like, I think this is it. I think we're finally going to get it. And I was pretty confident.
Hoss said the bird chase, that was in the Vikings game also, like right before half. It was such a big play. And that crowd, I think the Bengals just posted that the other day, that clip. And I mean, the crowd just went absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Because all we heard all preseason was about the drops. And then
I was so sick of it.
There's also
and then the follow up with Burrow at the presser afterwards, like thought he couldn't catch. Like
I know.
Loved it.
Keep in mind
that's why I love Burrow because he's just like
from his injury.
He's just
it's just everything kind of coming together.
Yeah. He's just kind of a like subtle smart ass, and I can relate to that.
Oh my God,
I love it.
Yes.
Greg said he thought the biggest moment was when they just stomped the shit out of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in Baltimore. So yeah, I mean that set the tone for the season, I feel like too.
Yeah.
And that was when we learned that Jerry was psychic. So that was a big moment for our show. Because honestly, I thought of all the games that were going to be tough this year, I thought that was going to be our first really big test. And, we had lost to stupid Chicago at that point. I forget what other games we'd lost at that point, but I was very nervous going into that game. And I believed we could win. I did. I thought that it would be a hard fought battle. And the first half definitely was. And then when we came out in the second half and their fans freaking left their own stadium and it was just like a total blowout, and with all their healthy players. I mean, I know they had a lot of preseason injuries with their running backs and whatever and blah, whatever. But they, they had Lamar Jackson. They had their defense, and they, I forget the name of that one corner that's so
Marlon
good.
Humphrey.
Yeah.
So they had all those guys, and to freaking do that, what we did to them, that really showed me, one, my friend Jerry is a psychic, and two, this team is for real and they can compete with this Ravens team, who I had a lot of respect for, honestly, and even though I hate them, and their fans have annoyed me to no end this year, like no other year in ever history. But yeah, that was when I really thought this team is for real.
Yeah. I mean, and then by game 2, Martindale friggin' quit.
That was the best.
Like Burrow made Wink quit.
Yeah. What did he say about him? Like, oh, he's no Hall of
not
Famer.
ready to give him a gold
I'm not
jacket.
putting a gold jacket on him yet. Yeah. the maybe moment with the Santa Claus hat and the SpongeBob shirt.
Maybe.
Iconic. Like, right.
Yeah.
That goes down in the history books.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to like Jess was saying, the players are listening. They're listening to not just Bengals fans, but they're listening to these opposing coaches. They're hearing this stuff too.
Yeah.
And Burrow seems like the guy who will take anything and use it as fuel.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He needs that fuel for his hate fire. And I feel like he is very cool and collected with it, but he uses it. It's like a slow burn.
But
And it's like he's not the man that you want to say. You don't want to give him any material. And people keep doing it. They're going to learn.
But I don't think it
It's
takes
part of my-
much to get him
part of my
kicked off.
strategy.
Though.
Yeah. It like next season I thoroughly plan to like sift the internet and find every crappy thing anybody says about Burrow or the rest of the team and tweet it out there.
Don't
Like-
worry, we'll have Santori will probably be talking shit on Twitter, so it'll be easy to get some material from him.
Right.
All we got to do is send me all of the negative tweets about Burrow, and I'll send them to Emily, and she'll just, she'll do what she needs to do.
She'll read them out loud in the locker room.
Yeah, she'll give a post game. She'll give a pregame speech, and it's just it'll be like mean tweets, Joe Burrow edition.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
see, I
good
want
from
that.
you.
Yeah. I want that.
And they'll all be Charger and Raven fans for whatever reason.
Oh gosh, Chargers fans. And that's the thing, they're like the nicest fan base. Like in person, that was probably one of the best fan bases I interacted with tailgating. But on Twitter, I don't know, that's a different animal.
I don't understand why they'll say something about Justin Herbert, about somebody, and then out of nowhere, somebody will bring up Joe Burrow. And I'm like, show me where this tweet was about Joe Burrow. This tweet was not about Joe Burrow. Why are you bringing his name in this conversation? We're not talking about him. Worry about your own damn team.
But PFF will tweet something about Joe Burrow, and then it'll all be Charger fans. What about Herbert? Okay, he's great too.
they can both.
They're allowed to both be good.
Yeah, and they're so different. It's like, why are we even hung up on comparing? I guess because they're from the same draft class, but it's like they're both great for their own. Yeah,
I mean, not really same conference. What is that?
Yeah,
division conference. Yeah,
conference. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I meant.
It gets really old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm annoyed by it.
I will.
Ravens fans go ahead, Whitney. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. I was thinking the other day. I think the Chargers are one of the scariest teams going into this next season, though. Like it almost freaks me out the moves that they made. The moves they made.
They loaded up
or last off season, but then this off season too. Like where I don't know where their cap space. Like they have no cap space apparently, but they buy like a new superstar a day. It seems like. Yeah, they're scary.
Yeah, I agree. I think they honestly, it's a shame that they missed the playoffs because they were good enough to go on a run. And
and they had just beat us.
How fickle the league is. I mean, you got to win. You have to get hot at the right time, and it's anybody's game, So it gets tough, especially at the end of the season. You have to win your must-win games, and I think they learned that this year. They got close enough to taste it and not be able to come away with anything. So I really feel like that is not going to happen again. They're not going to let that happen again. So I think it's going to be much tougher facing the Chargers going forward, even though we should have won that stupid game.
Well, I think that's probably where a lot of the animosity comes from, is because we got in, they didn't, and
they beat us.
They kicked our ass for majority of that game. It got close at one point, but
we kicked our own ass for the entire
game.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Mixon's fumble, like we were about to take the lead.
That was on us.
Yeah.
All the freaking returns.
They lost by double-digit points. I don't care whose ass got kicked.
What if the Chiefs season is like yesterday, and now from here on out for AFC, it's Chargers versus Bengals? What if that's the new historic legendary rivalry?
The AFC West is wild with Russell Wilson and the Broncos and everything that the Raiders have done. I think it's been
Devontae
solid.
Adams.
Yeah.
For the Raiders, yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, hopefully they beat each other up, so by the time postseason comes that they're all just done.
I say the same thing about the AFC North every freaking year though too. Yep. So like AFC West versus AFC North, I could see that being a real thing, but especially Bengals versus Chargers. I would love it. Let's start that.
For sure. And don't count the Broncos out either, honestly.
No, I mean they played us tough. They played us tough last year, and they certainly didn't have Russell Wilson.
Right.
So solid defense, and that's like the Chargers. I think that's going to be the biggest thing with them is the defense is what they upgraded. They not just Khalil Mack, but they signed J.C. Jackson, which was the top rated corner. So I really think that their defense, I mean, their offense was fine, but their defense now, if it's just improved, they're going to probably be a lot better, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Hopefully schedule comes out soon. I know we got drafted in less than 2 weeks. Probably schedule will release sometime after that. I keep thinking we'll probably hear something about the Ring of Honor soon too, but I don't know. You guys think what the time frame for that might be?
I don't remember. I'd probably have to go back and look and see what they did last year. I'm sure it'll probably be similar.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they'll go down to 2 players this year or try to keep it at 4 for another year?
I'd heard it was 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard everything I've heard's been 2.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean, it
don't
kind of
know-
makes sense because 4 is a lot to try to do every year.
Every year, yeah.
You can
And
get more
on-
attention to those 2 players that way too.
For sure. And what I don't know is if they're going to have the fans vote like we did last time, or if they're going to just pick them. You know, honestly, either way, I don't think would be bad. I think it'd be cool to let the fans go, but honestly, they could name one of 30 former players, and I'd been like, heck yeah. You know what I mean? So,
I really
honestly, I
hope
don't
Willie
think they make the
Anderson
wrong
is one
choice.
of them, just because he's so close to making it in the actual Pro Football Hall of Fame. So
I
getting
agree.
him in our Ring of Honor could help, just get that notice out there for the league a little bit more, and then when they vote, maybe be like, all right, yeah, Willie Anderson, let's put him in the Hall too. I mean, he should already be there, in my opinion.
I'd
Yeah,
kind of
don't
like
get me
it.
started on the Hall of
They-
Fame.
Yeah, if they did that blend thing, which I feel like they kind of did last year, where they narrow it down to like their top 5 or whatever, and then let the fans vote after that or whatever, would be cool.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do it.
vote.
Like,
Mhm.
that let them pick 5 that they're highest on, and then fans pick, the 2.
Yeah.
Last year was pretty unanimous, it seemed like, among the fan base. Like,
And,
everybody's like,
Yeah.
put the Kens in.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to. It's such a shame that Ken Riley's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Ken Anderson too, but Ken Riley to do better than guys that got in ahead of him is just a crime. And the fact that he passed away before he ever got that recognition just really, really burns me up. I really have nothing good to say about the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
No, me
No.
neither. And then when they snubbed him
Nothing
for
good.
the in memoriam,
Mhm.
I know.
I was done. Like, forget
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame. I don't even want to visit it at this point now.
I don't know. I've like
Not giving
actively
any money.
boycotted it.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
past
well, it seems like
couple
the
years.
same teams, they got to have a Steelers player, they got to have a Cowboys player, that, it's the same teams get players in over and over.
Yeah.
And
It's a real shame because these guys deserve it. It shouldn't be that, oh, you played for the Bengals, therefore you're never going to get the recognition that you deserve. That's just not fair. And Willie Anderson played for the Ravens too. So it's like this, you can't even say that because that's just crap.
Yeah,
All of it's
and then
crap.
they put him in like a Ravens uniform on some of the stuff, and I'm like, he was there like 1 year. Whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah, the whole thing is such a sham to me. Honestly, it's just
It is.
It's a shame too
All
for
right.
the people that get inducted because it dilutes it a little bit. Like the respect level goes down, then it goes down for everybody, not just the ones getting snubbed.
yeah.
Yeah. So Hoss says Willie and then who for the Ring of Honor? Man, that's something I know that we've talked about. You guys talked about on your show. I think I asked that question, and there's just so many names. Like,
We're so backlogged because
Yeah.
you're
That's a good
probably
problem to have, though. I think.
well,
Yeah,
it
sure.
kind of makes it fun, I guess you could say, for the next 10 to 12 introductions because you've got so many choices to look at. But that's what happens when you should have done this probably 20 years ago. So, I mean, like Jess said a couple minutes ago, I don't really care who the next one is because they're so far behind. Go ahead. Like, I mean, you're probably not going to mess this up.
no.
Just
If I
pick
had to
one.
pick one, I would pick Boomer though.
Yeah, Boomer. That's
If I had to
fine.
pick one.
He was the MVP in the league. I mean, that's a rare thing, kind of like Ken Anderson was. So that'd be a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Whit?
That's fine too, Boomer.
Kayla?
Yeah, I think Boomer or Isaac Curtis would be a good.
Yeah, that would be a good one too.
Yeah. All right. There you have it. Okay, Bengals. You can just go ahead and announce it's gonna be Willie Anderson and it's gonna be Boomer Esiason. Congratulations, guys.
A very mundane agreement, but like we said, it's pick one.
There are
Yeah,
so
there's
many.
so many.
Mercy. Yeah.
There's so many. And I've heard people say Corey Dillon. I've heard people say,
Chad,
Greg
of
is
course.
talking about Chad and Curtis. So yeah, I mean, there's so
Corey
many.
Dillon, like
Yeah.
it's-
Collinsworth's going to go at some point.
Oh,
mean, there's,
yeah.
there's so
I hope,
Coaching
I hope
side,
somehow he
Sam
like
Weiss.
slides on in. Like, That'd be great.
Now here's a guy that's gonna have to
Here's
wait.
a guy.
2 years.
All right. Well, we've had you guys on for about an hour. You guys want to plug your show? Talk about when maybe you'll have another episode or anything like that coming up?
Yeah. I don't know when we're going to have another episode. It's probably going to be after the draft at some point. So I'll have to look at my schedule and see what's going on. There's a Who Dey Ladies event coming up on, I think, May 2nd, I think, something like that. Anyway, so it can't be that night, but we are going to, we'll recap the draft at some point. And, you can find us at Tigress Talk, Tigress Talk Pod on Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Our link is there. It's the link on our Twitter page. So we have a lot of fun, and we are not serious at all. We don't take ourselves seriously. So if you're looking for a lot of serious analysis, you can look elsewhere. But, I think we have a lot of fun. So we kind of bring a different perspective to it. So if that's what you're looking for, check us out. We do a live show. It's usually about an hour. We joke because sometimes we go like an hour and a half. We joke that if we add everything we want to add, it's going to end up being like a 5-hour show. So who knows? Maybe
Pull an all-nighter.
Right.
we're going to do it in our jammies and take intermission.
Yeah.
I think Whitney said last time. So
Yeah.
anyway, we love it
You
if you
guys-
guys check us out.
Do you guys want to call your shot on who you think the Bengals might draft?
Oof.
Oh man. Let's just make it funny and just say Linderbaum, right? Isn't that who?
Yeah, that's who it seems like everybody wants mostly, but I don't.
Since I don't know anything about the draft, this was the only name I could come up with off the top of my head. We're going there.
Kayla, you got anybody you want to call your shot?
We'll go something different. We'll do Andrew Booth. Why not?
All right, sounds good. Corner. Jess,
Hold on, I got to pull up my notes here.
Santori, who you got?
Okay.
Jeez, I don't know. Like, I got a big board with 100 names on it.
When you pick 31, it's so much more difficult.
It's not like it was the last couple of years. It's like, okay, so it's probably Burrow.
Then it's
we're
Chase or
first.
School.
Right. Now it's, okay, well, there's about 20 different guys that might be available.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they are yet. It's
Hey,
when you're picking 5.
Yeah, just throw a dart.
Shut up. We know
Emily
it's
Parker
hard.
is not going to call you and rip your butt for just guessing a name.
I don't know. I really
right.
don't. Logan
All right,
Hall.
I got my notes up here. I'm
Jared,
going
go home.
Hey,
with Arrow.
Oh no.
what's going on, everybody? Real
I'm
quick,
going with
Bengals,
Jaquan
Jackson,
Brisker.
Jaquan Brisker, safety.
Jaquan
That's
Penn
what I came
State.
in here for.
Got you.
Logan Hall. Happy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you finally
Yeah.
did it, Santori.
So
Good
happy.
job.
Thank you so much.
Hey, did you know Santori broke some news on here, and he's also best friends with Emily Parker?
Oh my
and
God. I emailed
Hey,
her 3 times.
Listen, all I know is we're best friends now too. So, hey,
Oh, wait, I thought she was my best friend.
Uh-oh, Emily.
Emily,
We
you
need
got
to
some
get Emily on
explaining to
here.
do.
She can explain herself. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She's such a sweet lady. She works so hard, to keep up with all the players and also to keep up with all of us. I will tell a quick story. When Kayla and I went down for the Women's Day event, she was talking about how, or actually Marissa, I think Marissa was talking about this, about how they, I can't remember who was talking about it, but basically they had to shoot every player's Sunday night intros in like 2 days. They broke the world record because the Bengals had not played a Sunday night football game until the Super Bowl. They had to shoot all of the promotional footage in 1 day, or like two days, maybe. I forget. It was something insane, basically.
Yeah.
And so, the fact that she is able to wrangle all these guys, schedule all their appearances, schedule everything else, and keep up with people on Twitter, it honestly blows my mind that she can keep everybody straight. She must be some sort of like genius with names and faces. I mean, to be able to walk up to people in the
And to have time to actually call Santori.
Right.
yeah, I was going to say that it amazes me how people do. I mean, you saw today and yesterday is a great point to this. I barely have time to do anything, and to see all the stuff that she's doing in a 24-hour period, and she probably still sleeps 6 to 8 hours a night.
I hope so for her sake.
Amazing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, give us your first ever farm segment.
Oh.
brought to
Doing a
you
farm
by-
Farm segment. What are we talking about? What are we talking
Okay,
about here?
we decided that we weren't cool because we didn't have segments, and then they were like, "Oh, you could come up with maybe one at first," and I'm like, "Well, Derek's kind of a farm boy, so let's just do a farmer segment."
Oh shit!
Okay, here. I'll
What
just
do you-
ask a question.
All right.
What's the easiest farm animal to raise in a 2-bedroom apartment?
In a 2-bedroom apartment, probably
A
bees.
boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Did you say bees?
Yeah,
It's
because
not
all
an
you gotta
animal.
do is just you.
Wait, you're
How's that a
joking.
farm
right?
animal?
There are bee farms.
No, I need like a pig or like a
All right,
goose.
all right. We'll go chickens then because
A chicken?
all
You
they
could've
just need is a
specified
little
mammal.
scratch.
I think you
and
want
the
then you
mammal.
just gotta-
What is a chick? Chicken's not a mammal. It lays eggs,
No.
right?
Yep,
Yeah,
you're correct about
Yeah.
that.
but hey,
The platypus is the only mammal that lays eggs. You're welcome.
What the hell's a platypus?
those used to be my favorite animal in the whole wide world. For
Perry the
longest time.
platypus. Shout out Perry the platypus from.
Did you
He
know
was
that the
the
males have
platypus. He's-
a poison stinger on them? The
What?
males are poisonous.
Where has this show gone?
What is going
Australia,
on?
please.
Well, this is the farm segment. My bad.
This is
Yeah.
the farm segment. Come on.
Derek, what is the
Yeah,
the
Derek was supposed to be
premier?
doing this segment, and Jess just took it over.
What is
Oh,
the
sorry.
premier?
I have way too much random knowledge in my head. It doesn't,
Oh, I
that's
got
why I
a lot,
can't remember
too. That's
anything.
all right.
What's the premier developing environment for a platypus? If I wanted to raise a platypus, where should I
Why do
go?
you think I
yeah.
know shit about platypus? That
I
sounds
don't-
like that's up
Is it
Jess's alley.
platypuses or platypi?
Platypi. Let's say
No, I don't
platypi
know.
because it's just fun.
Yeah, because that sounds kind of weird.
All right, Derek, you're a mutton busting champion. What animal did you ride?
Do we? I knew at one point.
You sound like a robot.
We're losing you.
Oh no.
No, we can't hear you.
No
Better
internet on the
work.
farm, I guess.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Internet's laughing right now. Has anybody ever had mutton? Anybody had,
No.
No,
it's
I thought that was
cheap.
like a sideburn. No?
that's mutton
Well,
chops.
Mutton chops.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chopped.
That's
I
all I know.
rode
Lamb,
it's
right?
cheap back at the county fair when I was like, yes, it's a lamb. When I was like 6, 7 years old, maybe. But I do have the belt buckle to prove that I was the champion. So
Wow. A belt buckle and everything. See,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
I need to get
I
into this and give me some new belt buckles.
yeah, there you go. I was legit. Of course, now if I tried to ride a sheep, it might hurt the damn thing. But
How big was the sheep?
How big were
there,
you?
I mean, I was always. I mean,
There's a
you see my
discrepancy
son.
here.
This
Look-
was
look
last
at-
year, by the way.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was going to say, look at my son, and
Aw.
that is about the size I was at that.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Okay, so you're
That
just a
makes
little
sense.
guy.
Aw.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't break 5 foot until
I bet it
was-
looks like when you see those little tiny monkeys that they have riding dogs every once in a while.
That was my
Just
favorite.
walk over,
That
it
was
looks
my
I
like-
favorite
love
thing.
that.
I have an
Yeah.
idea for a new halftime show. It's
Yeah,
Derek
that's
riding a
exactly
sheep
what it is.
chasing a frisbee.
Let's do it. Let's roll.
Hey, I tried to get him
Absolutely.
out there for that Raiders game. I threw it out there. I was like, hey, we could get Derek to ride a sheep around the field. I said I could just like dance in the background, real white like, and
I can't imagine nobody would go for that.
Yeah.
I'm down right now.
they
You got my
they
vote.
never got back to me.
I'm seeing
Oh.
the vision.
Maybe Derek's son can ride the sheep now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he would. Trust me, he would.
Sarah won't let him, will she?
I'm trying to get him to play football and everything else, but he's a little scrawny thing. So
Is he gonna follow in your footsteps and ride the mutton or whatever?
I don't. You know what? I don't even know if they do that anymore.
Ride
to be
the
honest
mutton.
with you,
Really?
Aw.
I couldn't
Ride the
tell
mutton.
you.
That's
Sounds
not
like
a hashtag. I don't know
Second
what
the
it
white
is.
guy dance. That's the name of it.
hashtag ride the mutton.
Oh,
I don't know,
Lord.
but if you share
That'll
this
be a
on
new TikTok
Twitter,
trend.
this episode after we get off, if you share it, please hashtag it ride the mutton.
Yeah.
Ride the mutton.
Absolutely.
What's it called?
Hashtag ride the mutton and see if people have any clue what we're talking about.
Hashtag mutton busting.
Busting instead of riding.
I like ride the mutton better.
Yeah,
I
ride the mutton is way cooler.
Busting
Right.
sounds like you're
Yeah,
breaking something.
we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Or making a statue. Are you making a statue of the,
Yeah,
of the mutton?
a bust in the sheet.
I don't know
There
what's
you go.
going on.
Yep, completely off the rails. We did it.
This is
These
the Brews
words.
portion.
Yeah.
So
We're
that's
good for that.
that is the first ever
Yeah.
farm segment, and we're gonna wrap that up now.
Brought to you by Dairy Queen.
What?
Not a sponsor.
Man, now I want Dairy
You,
Queen.
you should have said brought
my
to you by
bad.
Tractor Supply. I mean,
Yeah.
Rural King.
I could get something like that. Yeah, Rural King, I could get some ammo too while we're at
I can go get my chickens. They're right down the street.
Wow.
it. Yeah.
All right, Santori, next time we see you, better have chickens in that apartment, buddy.
Yes, I want one in the background.
So we adopted a beagle,
terrifying.
and we got all of her paperwork, and her name's Bailey. But when we took her to the vet and then got all our paperwork, we found out her name was originally Chicken. So does that count?
Aw.
So you have a
So
chicken.
cute.
I have
You
a
do
black
have a
beagle
chicken.
named Chicken.
That is actually
Aw.
funny.
That's so
It
funny.
all wraps around.
And she's asleep. So I
You
One
can't
of my
know
do it.
favorite Peloton instructors, her dog's name is Chicken.
So
Just
cute.
cute.
Funny.
He has a dog named Chicken.
You
Walter.
gotta call her Nugget now all
Come
the
here.
time.
Oh,
Walter, come here.
That's
Yeah.
what I think every golden doodle should be named Nugget.
Nugget, yeah.
Come here.
Oh, just because of that picture? The picture of all the little
Yeah, because they look like
golden doodles?
literally look like
Yeah.
chicken nuggets.
Now I want to get 3 more people on here sometime, Derek, so it can be like the Brady Bunch.
Maybe like-
There's my
Oh,
little
Yeah,
one.
we're like,
Halloween episode. We're all dressed
Aw.
like one.
Hey.
That's a nugget. That's a little fuzzy
Aw.
nugget.
As long as I get Marsha.
What's that dog's name?
This is Walter.
Oh, that's
Oh, hi,
Walter.
Walter. Is he a Maltese?
He is. He's named after
Hi.
Walter White.
That's what I was going to say. Is he named after Walter White for Breaking Bad?
Aw,
I did not name him, but that is
he's
what his
cute.
name is.
Is he off drugs yet? Is he off
Yeah, he is. Well, kind of.
Drugs are bad.
drugs?
Yeah.
Are
He
bad.
sells them. He just sells
I
them.
still haven't watched that yet. So
You haven't watched Breaking Bad?
no, I have. Let me
Me
just say
either.
this.
No, I didn't
I'm
watch it
just
either.
now getting.
I'm not into
watching,
dramas.
like Supernatural. So,
Come here.
and it's 15 seasons long.
I was going to say, I don't have time to even think about getting into Supernatural. That is way too many
Yeah.
seasons.
Well, if you have a lot of time on your hands, get into the Clone Wars animated series. Is everyone needs to watch if you like Star Wars. Oh,
I've
hi,
tried.
Jason.
I've tried, but I don't know the animated series. They just
Hey,
they
chicken.
don't do it for me.
Hi,
Yeah.
chicken.
That's
Hi.
a chicken dog.
Oh, Bailey. She's cute. Love dogs.
She ripped my headset out. I can't hear nothing now. Probably for the best.
Quick, let's talk about him. He can't hear us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Stop, stop.
I heard that part.
What?
Well, thank you everyone for joining the show. We're going to wrap this up.
Sorry I was late. Thanks for having us.
Hey, thank you. Hooday.
Who
Hooday.
dey?
Day.
Who day?